Hello, this is Nick from PlanetReport.net. We've all heard of endangered species, and I'm sure most people will probably think of the panda when we think of endangered species. But there is many other species that are threatened with extinction, and some in particular are teetering on the edge of oblivion. They are in such a dire state on planet Earth that they are what is considered to be extinct in the wild. That is, they remain living. There are some still alive on our planet, but such is the situation that they are no longer found in their natural habitat. An organization called IUCN, which stands for the International Union for Conservation of Nature, has created what is known as the Red List, and this is a list of species that they've looked into and have classified regarding the status. And they have a number of different levels. The first one being least concern, and then the next group of species is what they consider to be near threatened. Following that is vulnerable, then endangered, then critically endangered, then extinct in the wild, and following that, extinct. And the number of species within extinct in the wild, that is, all species, whether it be a plant, an animal, or a fish, the total number in extinct in the wild category is 68. 68 species of plants and animals. Now, I'm going to quickly go through an example of a bird, a mammal, a fish, and a plant, and I'm going to tell you a bit about each one. The first one is Corvus hawaiiensis, which is more commonly known as the Hawaiian crow. It's a crow native to Hawaii, and it used to fly above mountain forests. The last two known wild individuals of this species disappeared in 2002. A few remain in captive breeding facilities, and a reintroduction plan is being developed. They used to fly above mountain forests and no longer are. So unless this reintroduction plan works, they will probably either remain in captivity or vanish from this planet. And the next animal is a Oryx dama, and more commonly known as a scimitar-horned oryx or a Sahara oryx, which is a sort of antelope or a deer. And it has sword-like horns that can grow up to 150 centimeters in length, hence the name scimitar-horned. The white with caramel brown chests, and in the wild they used to live in small herds of up to 30. Then they were joined together for migrations, and these joint groups could number in the many hundreds, even up to 1,000. And they're obviously been made to live in the conditions of the Sahara, and they can go up for 10 months without drinking any water, but just get the water from water-rich plants such as the wild melon. There's been no confirmed evidence of the survival of this species since the early 1990s in the wild. Some have been released into fenced enclosures in 4 protected areas in Tunisia and 1 in Senegal as part of a long-term reintroduction program, though none of these is yet considered a full reintroduction into the wild. And also, conservationists are working on a big project to restore the species at Ouedi Rim Ouedi Achim Faunal Reserve in Chad, Africa. The fish is known as Scyphia francese, which is golden scyphia, and it has a maximum size of about 4.3 centimeters. The males are bright golden color, and they're more intense during courtship, the colour being more intense. Before becoming extinct in the wild, they lived in a tributary of the Rio Mesa in Jalisco State, Mexico. They've got very limited tolerance to environmental degradation, and the river became polluted, and they're just no longer found there. They give birth to 10 to 15 live fish rather than lay eggs like some fish. It only survives at the moment in aquariums. And the last example is a plant, and it's a bit of a mouthful, this one in the Latin. It's Trochilthiopsis erythroxylon, more commonly known as a St. Helena redwood. It's a plant native to the island of St. Helena in the South Atlantic Ocean. It's a small shrubby tree of up to about 2 to 3 meters in height, with pink conical pendant flowers that are nectar rich, and they bloom throughout the year, and they live for about 20 years. Sadly, the last plant in the wild died in 1950. The natural habitat was in sheltered valleys in rich soil. The extinction was almost certainly down to deforestation, and also feral pigs were known to eat the seedlings of the trees. All the cultivated stock that were in gardens have died out, and now it is thought there is only 60 surviving plants that all originate from the same tree. And there is some seeds are held at Kew Millennium Seed Bank in London, and also on St. Helena, and it seems as though it's quite tricky to reintroduce it into the wild for various different reasons, but they're hoping to, I think, in the future. So that is the 4 examples of the 68. There's other. I'll put a link to the full list so you can have a look below this video, because there's snails and other plants and all sorts of creatures. So that is the species that are now extinct in the wild. If you'd like to subscribe to this channel, please click subscribe and then the bell for notifications. And also, if you've got Facebook or Twitter, please follow the channel on those social media websites, and I'll put the link below this video. Okay, thanks a lot. Bye for now.